Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee, father. Lend thy hand, pluck my magic garment from me. So, lie there, my heart. Wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hail, betid to any creature in the vessel which thou couldst fly, which thou saw'st sink. Sit down, for thou must now know farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour's now come. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of anything the image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance?
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hast, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayst.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since. Thy father was the Duke of Milan, and a prince of power.
Sir, are not you my father?
You are my daughter, and thy father was Duke of Millen.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or blessed was it we did?
Both, my God. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly helped hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the trouble that I have turned you to, which is out of my remembrance. Please you, farther.
My sister and thy aunt, called Antonia, I pray thee, mark me, that a sister should be so perfidious. She whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to her put the manage of my state, as at that time through all the kingdoms it was the first, and Prospero the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and for the liberal arts without a parallel. These being all my study, the government I cast upon my sister, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false aunt, dost thou attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
Thy aunt, once she had perfected how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance and who to trash for overtopping, new created the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed them, having both the key of officer and office, set all hearts in the state to what tune pleased her ear. Thou attend'st not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I pray thee, mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to solitude and the bettering of my mind, in my false sister await an evil nature. And my trust, like a good parent, did beget of her a falsehood in its contrary as great as must was, which had indeed no limit. She being thus lauded, not only with what my revenue yielded, but what my power might else exact, she did believe that she was indeed the Duke. And hence, her ambition growing, dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
To have no barrier between this part she played and him she played it for, she needs will be absolute, Millen. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalty, she thinks me now incapable. Confederates, so great was her thirst for power, with the King of Naples, to pay him tribute, do him homage, subject her coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom, yet unbound. Alas, poor Millen, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark her condition and the event. Then tell me if this might be a sister.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad children.
Now the condition. The King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens to my sister's suit, whereon a treacherous army. One midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonia open the gates of Millen, and the minstrels for the purpose, in the dead of darkness, hurried thence, me and thy crying self.
Alack for pity! I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it over again. It is a hint that brings mine eyes to it. Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody upon the business, but with colors fairer painted their foul ends. In few, they hurried us aboard a ship, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged nor tackle, sail nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quit it. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds, whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a child thou wast, that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, that raised me to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food had we, and some fresh water, that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of poor charity did give us, with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have studied much. So, of her gentleness, knowing I loved my books, she furnished me from mine own library, with volumes I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that woman.
Now I arise, sit still and hear the last sea sorrow. Here on this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, that have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now, I pray you, sir, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for raising this sea storm?
Know thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune, now my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore, and by my prescience I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not, but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, my servant. Come, I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master, grave sir, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding task, Ariel, and all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship, now on the beak, now on the waist, the deck, in every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, yards, and bowsprit, when I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sight outrunning, were not. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege, and to make his bold waves tremble, yea, his red trident shake.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad, and played some tricks of desperation. All the mariners plunged in the foaming brine and quit the vessel, then all afire with me.
The king's son, Ferdinand, with hair up staring, then, like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped, cried, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here."
Why, that's my spirit. But was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before. And, as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle.
The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the aisle, and sitting his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook, where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermudas. There she's hid. The mariners all under hatches stowed, who with the charm joined to their suffered labor, I have left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet, which I dispersed, they have all met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing they saw the king's ship wrecked, and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work to do. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee, what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed to me.
How now? Moody, what is it thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost, and thinkst it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who, with age and envy, was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak. Tell me.
Sir, in Argiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgetst. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Algiers thou knowst was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportst thyself, was then her servant, and, for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her of the antipode commands, refusing her grant as she did confine thee, by help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pie, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain a dozen years, within which place she died, and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the sun that she did litter here, a freckled whelp hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
He is Caliban, my son.
Dull thing, I say so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowst what a torment I did find thee in. Thy groans did make wolves howl, and penetrate the breasts of ever-angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, that Sycorax could not again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pie, and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak, and peg thee in his knotty entrails, till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command, and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days, I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go, take this shape and hither come in it. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, we'll go visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir. I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave, Caliban! Thou speak!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say! Does
Be and blister you all over.
For this be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall, for that fast of night when they may walk, all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that may them.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine by Sycorax, my mother, which thou did takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me and madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to read the greater light, and the less that burned by day and night. And I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, the brine pits, the barren place and fertile. Cursed be that I did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toad, beetles, bats light on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which once was mine own king. And here you sty me in this hard rock, whilst you keep from me the rest of the isle.
Thou most lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness, I did treat thee with human care, and lodge thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh ho, wouldn't have been done. Thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
Abhorred slave, which any print of goodness wilt not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other, when thou didst not savage know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known, but thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language, yes, and my profit on it is that I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language.
Hence thee hence! Fetch us in fuel, and be quick, thou at best, to answer other business. Shouldst thou, malice, if thou neglectest, or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beasts shall tremble at thy den.
No, pray thee. I must obey. His art is of such power, it will control my own damned god Setebos, and make a vassal to him.
So, slave, hence.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king, my father's wreck, this music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me rather. But 'tis gone. No, it begins again.
Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer us he change into something rich and strange. Seen him sorely ring his knell.
The ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no more business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtain of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yond.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about! Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench. It eats and sleeps, and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck. He hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
And so my plan advances.
Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hand, curtsied when you have and kissed the wild waves whist, footed featly here and there, and sweet sprites the burthen bear.
Most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My primal price, which I do last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder, if it be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech, were I but where it is spoken.
How? The best? What would thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does, I weep. Myself am Naples, who with mine eyes, never since at ebb, beheld the king, my father, wrecked.
Alack for mercy!
Yes, faith, and all his lords, and the Duke of Milan.
Love at first sight. Delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. Award, good soul. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A ward.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man that e'er I saw, the first that e'er I sighed for. Pity move my father to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin, and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
They are each in either's powers. But this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more. I charge thee that thou attend'st me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me, the Lord on it.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Follow me. Speak not you for him. He's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink, thy food shall be withered roots and husks. Follow.
No, I will resist such entertainment till my enemy has more power.
Oh, would your father make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
What? Put thy sword up, traitor, who makes the show but dares not strike.
Beseech you, father.
Hence! Hang not on my garments.
Sir, have pity.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee if not hate thee. What an advocate for an impartial. Hush!
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy lords are in their infancy again.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats to whom I am subdued, are but light to me, might I through my prison once a day behold this maid. All corners else of the earth, let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Come on, follow me.
Be of comfort. My father is of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwonted which now came from him.
Thou shalt be as free as mountain wind, but then do exactly all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Come, follow. Speak not for him.
Some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But as for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
A pretty peace.
She is about as comforting as a dead fish. The poor fish drowned, but we escaped. She will not give up. Look! She's winding up the watch of her wit. It will strike any minute.
Sir,
Ding dong.
when every grief is entertained that's offered, there comes to the entertainer
$1.
I beg your pardon.
$1.
The entertainer earns $1.
No. Dolour comes to the entertainer. Indeed, you have spoken truer than you purposed.
No. You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should. Indeed.
Therefore, my lord.
She is not going to give up.
I prithee, spare.
Well, I have done, but yet.
She is contemplating her next move.
You must do something. Save us.
Yes, save us all.
My lord, though this island seem to be a desert, uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
But yet,
it must needs be of a subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate and a sensitive man.
Oh yes, he was.
yes, delicate, sensitive, and very, very subtle.
Subtle was good. I like that.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
Smell of rotting fish.
Or as it were, perfumed by a swamp. Here is everything advantageous for life.
True, except there's nothing to eat.
Or drink. Of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
We can eat the grass.
I love to eat grass.
The grass is lush and lusty.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
The rarity of it.
that our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new-dyed than stained with salt water.
It's a miracle. Our clothes are so clean.
I no longer smell like fish.
Methinks our garments are not as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa, at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never before graced with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since the widow Dido's time.
Widow Dido?
The widow ditto.
The widow Ditto?
Widow Dido, said you? You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage?
I assure you, Carthage.
Tunis was Carthage. Are you sure?
Oh, yes, quite sure.
Her words are like a miraculous harp. She can create a city where there never was one.
What impossible matter will she make easy next?
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem not as fresh as when we were at Tunis at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
Queen, widow, ditto.
Oh, Widow Ditto. Widow Ditto?
Ditto.
Dido.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it.
It's the widow Dido, not the widow Ditto.
The widow Dido? How do you know?
I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cramp these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Never would I have married my daughter there, for coming thence my son is lost. And in my rates, she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I never again shall see her. O thou, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside and breasted the surge was swollen that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his arms and lusty strokes to the shore, that o'er his wave-worn bases bowed as stooping to believe him. I not doubt that he came alive to land.
Oh, shut up, all of you! He's gone!
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African.
Hold your tongue.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself was torn between her lothness to the marriage and her obedience to you. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. The fault's your own.
Do not push me any further, sister.
My lord Sebastiana, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and the time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should apply a bandage.
We will see about that.
It is foul weather and us all good, sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I made a plantation of this isle, my lord,
She would sow it weeds.
And meadows.
and if I were the queen on it, What would I do?
She'd starve to death for lack of food.
At least she wouldn't be drunk.
In the Commonwealth, I would, by contraries, execute all things. For no kind of traffic should I admit, no name of magistrate. Letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilth, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation. All men idle, all, and women too. But innocent and pure, no sovereignty.
Yet she would be queen on it.
Queen Gonzalo.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind, all plenty, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among her subjects?
I say, we should have no more marriages.
No, man, all idle.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
God save her majesty.
Long live Queen Gonzalo.
And I would...
Silence! No more. Thou didst talk nothing more to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
It's true. We were laughing at nothing.
We were laughing at you.
Who in this merry kind of fooling and nothing to you? So you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
Touche. You have hit the mark.
You are gentlemen of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her spirit should continue it 5 weeks without changing.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weak. Oh. Will you laugh me asleep? For I am very heavy.
What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the offer.
Well, that's strange. It must be the climate.
Is it? I do not find myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, O worthy Sebastiana, oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face, what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What are you talking about?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do. And surely it is a sleepy language which thou speakst. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastiana, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, die rather, wink'st while thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom.
Well, I'm standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a great matter from thee, and a birth which indeed throws thee much to yield.
Thus, although this lord, a weak remembrance who shall be of as little memory when she hath her, hath here almost persuade. For she's a spirit of persuasion, who only professes to persuade that the king his son is alive. But it is as impossible that he is undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope, what great hope have you? Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle?
She that is queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond what a man can travel in a lifetime. We all were sea swallowed.
though some cast back up again, and by that destiny to perform an act whereof what's past is prologue. What's to come is yours and mine to discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true, my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Naples. Twixt which regions there is some space.
Say this were a death that now hath seized them. They were no worse than they now are. There be she who can rule Naples, as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can pray as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. I myself could chat like a crow as well as she. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments fit me. My brother's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience?
Aye, sir. Where lies that? I feel not this deity in my bosom. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that, which now he's like, that's dead, whom I with my obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever, whiles you, doing thus, for the eternal rest might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, shall not braid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business that we say before.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goest millen, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. 1 stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I were my hand, do the like, to fall at Gonzalo.
My master through his art foresees the trouble that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth, for else his project dies, to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. So if of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake! What's the matter?
What are you drawn?
Whilst we stood here, securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls or rather lions. Did not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon my honor, sir, I heard a humming, and a strange one too, which did awake me. 'Tis best we quit this place.
Lead off this ground then, and let's continue search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
sun sucks up. From bogs, fens, flats, I prosper, fall, and make him by each meal a disease. His spirit hears me, and yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch, nor fright me with urchin shows, nor pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way unless he bid 'em. For every trifle are they set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter and after bite me, sometimes like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometimes I am all wound with adders, whose cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo now, lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing in the wood slowly. I'll fall flat, perchance he'll not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear up any weather at all. And another storm brewing. I hear it singing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bomber that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. Oh, what's that smell? What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? Oh, a fish. It smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A strange fish, legged like a man, and fins like arms. Warm on my trough. I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
I no more to see a thing. Here shall I die ashore. This is a scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The master of the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner, and his mate, loved them all, Meg and Mary and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had to come with a hang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of pawn or pitch, so to see, boys, and let her go hang! This is a scurvy tune too, but it's my comfort.
Oh, the spirit torments me.
What's the matter? Have we devils here? 4 legs. I did not escape shipwreck and drowning to be afraid of a creature with 4 legs.
The spirit torments me. Oh!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs who hath got, as I take it, the flu. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I can sell him for money when I get back to Naples.
Do not torment me, Lily. I'll bring my wood home faster.
He's in his fit now, and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If ye have never drunk wine before, this will tame him for sure.
Whilst thou dost me yet but little harm, thou wilt anon. I know it by thy trembling. Prosper works upon me.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here's that which will give language to you, cat. Yeah. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking. I can tell you, and that soundly. Yeah, there you go. You cannot lose your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned. And these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will cure his fever. Come, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, this is a devil and no monster.
Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me. Friend Trinculo, be not feared, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How? Did you come out the other end of this monster? Can he vent Trinculos?
I took him to be killed by the thunderstorm. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid thee under the dead mooncast cavern for fear of the storm. But art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped!
I pray thee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be brave things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped upon a cask of wine, which the sailors heaved overboard.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor's not earthly.
Come, swear then how thou escapest.
Swum ashore, man, like a duck. I could swim like a duck.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole cask, man. My cellar's in a rock by the seaside, where my wine is hid. How now, Mooncalf? How is your fever?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I once was the man in the moon.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog and thy bush.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I will furnish it anon with new contents. Swear.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him, a very weak monster. The man in the moon, a most stupid monster. Well-drawn monster in good sooth.
I will show thee all the qualities of the island. I'll kiss thy foot, I prithee, be my god.
A most drunken and perfidious monster. When his god is asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot, I'll swear myself thy true subject.
Come on then, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I can find in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
But that the poor monster's a drink. An abominable monster.
I will show thee the fresh springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more stick. But follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, Let me bring thee to where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts. I'll show thee a jay's nest and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll pluck thee young scammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I pray thee now, lead the way, with no further talking. Tranquilo. The king, and all the company else, being drowned, we, will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle. Fellow Trinculo, we'll fill 'em up by and by again.
Farewell, master, farewell! Farewell, farewell!
Drunken monster! A howling monster!
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetch at firing at requiring, nor scrape trencher nor wash dish. Bad, Caliban has a new master, get a new man.
Caliban!
Freedom, heyday, freedom, heyday, freedom!
Oh, brave monster! Lead the way!
There be some sports that are painful, but there is delight in the labor. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious. But the mistress whom I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labor a pleasure. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crab, and he's composed a harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon his strict command. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work. But these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors.
Alas now, pray you work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs that you were enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. My father is hard at studying. Pray, rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you will sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo, while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I would do it with much more ease. For my goodwill is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I may sit in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed, with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women. Never any was so full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my mirror, mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. How features are abroad I am skilless of. But by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape of anything like you. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am, in my condition, a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would that it were not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer 1,000 blows. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service, and there reside, to make me slave to it. And for your sake am I this patient logman.
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this town, and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If insincerely, invert what best is goaded me to mischief. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I am glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness. I dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself, where it shows bigger bulk. Hence bashful cunning, and prompt me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant, whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble effort.
My husband, then?
I, with heart as willing as slave ere long for freedom, kiss my hand.
And mine with my heart in it. And now, farewell till half an hour hence.
1,000 farewells.
I cannot be so glad of this as they, who are surprised withal. But my rejoicing at nothing can be greater. I'll to my books, for yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
Don't tell me you can't drink anymore. When the wine runs out, we'll drink water and not a drop before then. Therefore, bear up and drink. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster? What an idiot! If all the natives on the island are as stupid as he is, and they all decide to become servant monsters to King Stefano, we're in big trouble.
Drink. Servant monster, when I command you.
Drink when I command you. King Stefano. What a clown. What happened to your servant monster? Did he lose his tongue?
My man monster hath drowned his tongue in wine. And as for me, the sea could not drown me, and a sea of wine cannot drown me neither. Come on, man monster. You shall be my lieutenant. You shall be my standard bearer.
Standard bearer? He can't even stand.
Mooncat, speak once in thy life, if thou beest a good mooncat.
How does your honor? Let me lick your shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant. He's a coward.
You're a liar, you idiot monster. I can outdrink you any day. You drunken fish, you pickled herring.
Lo, how he mocks me. Will you let him revile me like that, my lord?
Lord Stefano? How stupid can you be? He's but a butler. His father was a fish peddler.
Low, low again. Let me bite him to death. Get him off me!
Trinity, keep a good tongue in your head. If you try to mutiny against me, King Stefano, you'll hang on the next tree. The poor monster's my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity to his noble persons.
I thank thee, most noble lord. Will you be pleased to listen once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I kneel and repeat it? I shall stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told you before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, who by his cunning has cheated me out of the island.
Good thing that he did. Imagine that. A monster in charge of the island.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shh. Shh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Trick you! If you trouble the monster anymore, by this hand, I'll supplant some of your teeth.
I said nothing!
Shut your mouth then. Zip it. Not a word.
I say, by sorcery he got this island. From me he got it. If thy greatness will help me get my revenge on him, for I know thee are a very brave man.
That's certainly most certain.
Then you shall be lord of the island, and I'll serve thee.
Tell me how, and we will do it.
Yes, yes, my lord. We'll kill him while he's asleep. We'll drive a nail into his head, and then I'll smash it with a rock.
You are a weakling. You couldn't do it.
Again, I do beseech thy greatness. Punch him. Take his bottle from him. Make him drink salt water.
Trinculo. If you interrupt the monster one more time, my hand.
You what? What did I do? I said nothing. Fine. We'll go somewhere else.
All right. Yes. Calvin. One more time. Come on. You want it? You want it? You want it? Yeah. Okay.
To heck with you and your bottle, man. This is what drinking too much will do. It ruins friendships. Makes stupid people stupider than they already are.
Trinculo, stand farther off.
Beat him some more, and after a while I'll beat him too.
Later, monster, later. For now, forward with thy tale. Tell me how I might become King Stefano.
Yes, my lord. 'Tis a custom of his in the afternoon to sleep in his cave. There you can brain him. You can batter his skull with a log. You can drive a stake into his belly. Or you can slit his throat with your knife. But first, you must burn his books. Without his books, he has no power. All the spirits of the island hate him as much as I do. And without his books, he can do nothing. Also, he has many fine things. That most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. I've never seen a woman, only my mother Sycorax, and she ain't any more beautiful than my mother Sycorax.
Beautiful, you say?
Very beautiful, my lord. She will make you very beautiful children.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I will be king and queen, and yourself and Trinculo shall be viceroys. Do you like the plato, Trinity?
Excellent, oh, great one.
You know what? I'm sorry I beat thee. Give me that hand.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Will you destroy him then?
I, on mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
You make me happy. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jolly. Will you sing me the tune you taught me but well ere?
At your request, monster. Come on, Trinculo. Hit it! Hit the road, Jack, and I don't come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and I don't come back no more. What you say?
That's not the tune.
What's this?
It's a tune? Played by nobody?
He that dies pays all his debts. I defy thee!
Art thou afeared?
No, monster. Not I.
Be not afeared. This island is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twanging instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometimes voices that if I had just awoke would make me sleep again. And then in dreaming the clouds we thought would open forth to show riches, ready to drop upon me that when I awoke, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a fine kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
That shall be by and by. For now, monster, lead the way. We'll follow the music.
Sir, my old bones ache. Here indeed is a maze trod through forthrights and meanders. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
I can't blame thee, Gonzalo. Why am I so seized with weariness to the dulling of my spirits? Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hopes and keep them no longer from my flatterer. He is drowned, whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. And the sea mocks our frustrate search. Well, let him go.
I am right glad that he so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forgo the purpose that you resolve to effect.
The next advantage will we take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight, for now they are weary with travel. They will not, nor cannot, use such vigilance as when they're fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What is this?
Marvelous sweet music!
What are these? A living puppet show. Well, now I believe that there are unicorns.
Unicorns and fairies.
And monsters, too?
For certain, these are people of the island, who, though they are of a strange shape, yet their manners are more gentle kind than our human generation.
They seem to speak, although they said nothing.
They vanished strangely.
No matter, for they left their food behind, and we have stomachs. Will't please you eat of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, sir, you need not fear.
I have no fear. I will stand to and feed.
As will I.
And I.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny, that hath to instrument this lower world and what is in it, the never-surfeited seas have caused to belch you up, and on this island, where man does not inhabit, you, amongst men being most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even with such like madness men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools! my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with the rock death stab kill the still closing waters as harm me. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too heavy for your strength and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that's my business to you, that you three from Millet did supplant good Prospero, did expose unto the sea, which hath requited him and his innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures, against your peace. See of thy son, Alonso, they have bereft, and now pronounced by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you and your ways, whose wraths to guard you from, which here in this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, is nothing but heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
My high charms work, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. And in these fits, I leave them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous! Monstrous! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me. And the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prosper. It did name my trespass, and therefore my son in the ooze is bedded, and I'll sing them deeper than ever plummet, and with them near like muddy, I'll burn him!
Let's kill him now, while he's distracted.
Let's do it.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison, given to work a great time after, now begins to bite the spirits. I do beseech you, tear up subtler joints, follow them swiftly, and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
We'll follow.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, who once again I tender to thy hand. All thy trials were but my tests of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here afore heaven I ratify this my rich gift. O Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast of her, for thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise, and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it as an oracle.
Then, as my gift and thine own acquisition worthily purchased, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin knot, before all sanctimonious ceremonies may with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersion shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow, but barren hate, sour-eyed disdain, and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed, with weeds so loathly that you shall hate it both. Therefore take heed, as Hymen's lamps shall light you.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life, with such love as 'tis now, the murkiest den, the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion our worser genius brings, shall never melt mine honor into lust, take away the edge of that day's celebration.
Fairly spoken. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What, my industrious servant, Ariel?
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Thou and thy fellow spirits did your last service worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go, bring the spirits, over whom I give thee power, here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently.
Aye, with a twink.
Before you can say come and go, and breathe twice, and cry so, each one tripping on his toe will be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou dost hear me call.
Well, I can see.
Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much delay. The strongest oars are straw to the fire in the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night's your vow.
I warn you, sir, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my senses.
Well. Now come, my Ariel, bring the corollary rather than want of spirit. Appear and punch thee. No tongue, all eyes. Be silent.
Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich leaves of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas. Thy turfy mountains where live nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatched with clover them to keep. Thy banks with flowered and twilled brims, which spongy April at thy Hespe trims, to make cold nymphs chaste crowns. And thy tree groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves, being last lorn. Thy pruned vineyard and thy beaches, sterile and rocky hard, where thou thyself dost err. The queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids thee leave these, and with her sovereign grace, here on this grass plot, in this very place, to come and sport, her peacocks fly in haste. Approach, rich Ceres, her to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger, the near dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with thy saffron rings upon my flowers diffuses honey drops, refreshing showers, and with each end of thy blue bow dost crown my bosky acres and unsharp downs. Rich scarf to my proud earth, why hath thy queen summoned me hither to the short grass green?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate on the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, do not tend the queen, since they did plot the means to dusky this my daughter got, her and her blind boy scandal company I have forsworn.
Of her society, be not afraid. I met her deity cutting the clouds towards Paphos, and her son dove-drawn with her. Here thought they to have done some wanton charm upon this man and maid, whose vows are that no bedright shall be paid, till Hymen's torch be lighted. But vain, Mars's hot minion is returned again. Her waspish-headed son has broke his arrows, swears he will shoot no more, but play with sparrows, and be a boy right out.
Highest queen of state great Juno comes. I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue. Honor, riches, marriage blessing, long continuance, and increasing hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings on you.
Earth's increase, poison plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines with clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burdens bowing. Spring shall come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you, Syrian's blessing so is on you.
This is a most majestic vision, and harmonious charmingly. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits, which by my art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Let me live here ever. So rare a wondered father and a wife makes this place paradise.
Sweet now, silence. Juno and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to do. Hush and be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs, naiads of the winding brooks, with your sedged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels, and on this green land, answer your summons, Juno does command. Come, temperate nymphs, and help to celebrate a contract of true love, be not too late. You sunburnt sicklemen of August weary, come hither from the furrows and be merry. Make holiday your rye straw hats put on, and these fresh nymphs encounter every one in country footing.
I had forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done, avoid no more.
This is strange. Your father is in some passion that works him strongly.
Never to this day saw I him, touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, soul. Our revels now are ended, and these our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a wreck behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. So I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my brain is troubled. Be not disturbed by my infirmity. If it pleases you, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll take, to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come with a thought. I thank thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander. When I presented Ceres, I thought to tell thee of it, but feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir, they were red hot with drinking. So full of valor, they smote the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet, yet always bending towards their scheme. Then I sang my song, at which, like unbacked colts, they pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted up their noses as they smelt music. So I charmed their ears, that, calf-like, they my music followed, through sharp furzes, pricking goss and thorns, toothed briars that entered into their frail shins. At last I left them, in the filthy mantled pool beyond your cell, there, dancing up to the chins, that the foul lake or stunk their feet.
This was well done, my lord. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, Go, bring it hither for bait to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil, a born devil, on whose nature no nurture can ever stick, on whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankles. I'll plague them all, even to Roy.
Pray you, tread softly, that the blind mole may not hear a foot fall. We now are near his cell.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little better than played the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take displeasure against you, look out!
Thou wert but a lost monster.
Good my lord, give me thy favor still, because the prize I'll bring thee to shall make up for this pain. Therefore, speak softly.
Aye, but to lose our bottles in the swamp.
There's not only dishonor and disgrace in that, monster, but an infinite loss.
It is worse than getting stuck in the mud. But oh, you said it was just your harmless fairy, monster.
I shall find my bottle, even if I have to swim in the muck again.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise, and enter. Do that good mischief which will make this island thine own forever, and I thy Caliban, forever thy footlicker.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, look, King Stefano, dry clothes.
Leave it alone now, fool. It is trash.
Shut up, monster. Rich garments, fit for a king. Oh, look, Stefano, I'm Duke Trinculo.
Take off that cloak, Trinculo. That one is mine. My costume is yours. You'll be my jester.
Why do you get to be king? I'm tired of playing the clown.
What do you mean to dote on such trash? Do the murder first. If we wake him, he'll fill our skins with pinches. He'll torture us.
Shut up, monster. Trinculo, do as I say. I am thy lord. Besides, you're too short for that cloak.
Shut up! Who made you king in the first place?
Stop fighting before it's too late. If we wake him, we'll all be turned into barnacles or apes.
Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labors end, and thou shalt have the air at freedom. For a little follow, and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, My spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did say so, when first I raised the Tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together, in the same fashion as you gave me charge. All prisoners, sir, in the lime grove which weather fends yourself. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his sister, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly, her that you termed so, the good old Lord Gonzalo, her tears run down her face. Your charm so strongly works them, that if you were now to see them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but ale, a touch of feeling of their afflictions? And shall not myself, one of their kind, that renders all as sharply passionate as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason, 'gainst my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole gift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves, and ye that on the sand with Prince's foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back. You, demi-puppets, that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, whereof the ewe not bites. And you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous wind, and twixt the green sea and azured vaults such roaring war. To the dread, rattling thunder have I given fire, and riven Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong-based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves, at my command, have waked their sleepers, oaked, and let them out by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine ends upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Oh, good Gonzalo, my true preserver, and a loyal lord to him you follows. I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy sister was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched towards now, Sebastiana. Flesh and blood, sister mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who, with Sebastiana, whose inward pinches are therefore most strong, would here have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Their understanding begins to swell, and shortly shall the approaching tide fill the reasonable shore, that now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me, or would know me. I will discase me, and myself present, as I was sometime millen.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero. For more assurance that a living prince does now speak with thee, I embrace thy body, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest he or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me as late I have been, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, of which I fear a madness held me. This must be, if that be at all, a most strange story. My dukedom I resign, and I do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs, but how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, O noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle, that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all. But you, my grace of lords, were I so minded, I here could reveal your plot to kill Alonso, uncover you for the traitors that you are. But at this time, I will tell no tales.
How does he know this?
The devil speaks in him.
No. For you, most wicked lady, whom to call sister would even infect my mouth, I do forgive thy rankest fault, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us 3 hours since we were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost. Oh, how sharp upon his remembrance is! My dear son Ferdinand!
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience as it is past their cure.
I rather think you have not sought for help, of whose soft grace for the like loss I have for sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You, the like loss?
As late to me as great, and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh heavens, if they were both living in Naples, the king and the queen there. That they were. I wish myself mudded in the oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. I perceive these lords at this encounter are so amazed that they devour reason, and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. But, howsoe'er you may have been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very Duke which was thrust forth of Milan, who, most strangely, upon this shore where you were wrecked was landed, to be the lord on it. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite to you as good a thing. At least, bring forth a wonder to satisfy you as much as me, my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this proved to be a vision of the island, what dear son shall I lose twice?
So much for our plans.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father encompass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
Who is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be more than 3 hours. Is she the goddess that has severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence, she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I have heard renown, but never saw before, of whom I have received a second life. A second father this lady makes him to me.
I am hers, but oh, how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
There, so stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown. For it is you that hath chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say, Amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel her husband find at Tunis, and Ferdinand, her brother, found a wife where he himself was lost. Prospero, his dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves, when no man was his own.
Give me your hands, and let grief and sorrow embrace his heart who doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen.
Was it well done?
Bravely, my diligence, thou shalt be free. How fails my gracious soul? There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man a monster for himself. Bully monster, defend me.
Looks like your kingdom has ended, King Stefano.
These be brave spirits. How fine my master is. I am afraid he would chastise me.
What is this? We can get good money for him if we bring him back to Naples.
It is no doubt very marketable.
We could take it to SeaWorld.
Or take it to the circus.
Mark but the badges of these men, my lords, to see whom they serve. This demi-devil plotted with them to take my life. 2 of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of this, I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
This is the strangest thing as ever I looked upon.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, sir, to my cell. Take with you your companions. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will. I'll be wise hereafter and seek for grace. What a thrice doubled ass was I to take this drunkard for a god, this fool for a king.
So, your highness and your train, I invite into my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as, I not doubt, will make it go quick away. The story of my life, and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn, I shall take you to your ship, and thence to Naples, where I have hoped to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved solemnized, and thence retire me to my millen, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, though it must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise thee calm seas, auspicious sails, and winds so expeditious that you shall catch your royal fleet far off. Ariel, my chick, this is thy charge. Then to the elements be free, and fare thou well. Now my charms are all overthrown, and what strength I have is mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true I must be here confined by you or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver, dwell on this fair island by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.